Hello everyone and welcome to day 2 of Advent of Cyber 2022. And today's theme is apparently log analysis, and it's called Santa's Naughty and Nice Log. So let's just start by starting the machine. Okay, alright, Santa's Security Operations Center, SOC, has noticed one of their web servers, Santa's Gift Shop, has been hijacked by the bandit Yeti APT group. Half McBlue's task is to analyze the log files captured from the web server to understand what is happening and track down the bandit Yeti APT group. Learning objectives. In today's task you will learn what log files are and why they are useful, understand what valuable information log files can contain, understand some common locations these log files can be found, use some basic Linux commands, help McBlue track down the bandit Yeti. What are log files and why are they useful? So let me just check the website that they are talking about. Under maintenance, click here to investigate and help Santa's restore the website. Alright. What are log files and why are they useful? Log files are files that contain historical records of events and other data from an application. Some common examples of events that you may find in a log file are logging attempts or failures, traffic on a network, things, website URLs, files, etc. that have been accessed, so things that have been accessed, password changes, application errors, and many more. By making an historical record of events that have happened, log files are extremely important pieces of evidence when investigating. Yes, that is very true. Some important questions are what has happened, what has it happened, when has it happened, so it is the what, when, where, who, and what. Who did it and what is the result of this action. For example, the systems administrator may want to log the traffic happening on a network. We can use the logging to answer the questions above in a given scenario. A user has reportedly accessed inappropriate material on a university network. With logging in place, the systems administrator could determine the following. What has happened? A user is confirmed to have accessed inappropriate material on the university. It has happened on 12/08 on Tuesday. Whereas it has happened from a device with an IP address. Alright. They were able to identify the IP address of the user. Who did it? The user was logged into the university network with their student account, so you know who did it. What is the result of the action? The user was able to access inappropriate content.thm. So this is very important when doing especially forensics analysis. So these questions are very important, but one thing that you need to keep in mind is only give answers that you are 100% sure that are true. So this is very important. You cannot affirm something that you are not 100% sure and that you have proof of. So for example, I don't like this statement right here. The user was logged into the university. Actually, I will rephrase it. I like this statement right here, because they say the user was logged into the university network with their student account. So they are not saying, look, the user who owns this student account did it. No, because they cannot say that. The account might have been stolen. Maybe the owner of the account might leaked his credentials to a friend or somebody else. So you really need to be careful when stating something that is extracted from log files, especially in a log file analysis. So let's continue. What does a log file look like? Log files come in all shapes and sizes. However, a useful log will contain at least some of the following attributes: a timestamp of the event, the name of the service that is generating the log file. SSH is the remote device management protocol that allows a user to log into a system remotely. The actual event, the service logs, yes. So in example, in the event of a failed authentication, what credentials were tried and by whom. So, and right here we have an example. So November 13 at 000107. We have an SSH invalid user, so we know the protocol. Invalid user costs from, and we have the IP address and the port that they try to access. It was definitely an authentication failure. All right. To the root user. Yes. Common locations of log files. Windows. Windows features an inbuilt application that allows us to access historical records of events that happen. The event viewer is illustrated with the picture below. So yes, event viewer. These events are usually categorized into the following: application. This category contains all the events related to the application on the system. For example, you can determine when services or applications are stopped and started and why. The service TryHackMe.exe was restarted. Do we have this information right here in those logs? No, I don't think so. Security. This category contains all of the events related to the system's security. For example, you can see when a user logs into the system or accesses the credential manager for password. So user cmnatic successfully logged. This is the user that they use right here, right? No? Yes, cmnatic.co/co/uk. Setup. This category contains all of the events related to the system's maintenance. For example, Windows update logs are stored here. The system must be restarted before KB10134 can be installed. System. This category contains all the events related to the system itself. This category of events contains logs that relate to changes in the system itself. For example, when the system is powered on or off, or when devices such as USB drives are plugged in or removed. The system is unexpectedly shut down due to the power issues. Linux. On this flavor of Linux, operating system log files and often software specific such as Apache 2 are located within /var/log directory. We can use the ls in this directory to list all the log files located on the system. All right. The following table highlights some important log files. Authentication. This log file contains all the authentication. This usually attempted either remotely or on the system itself. In example, accessing other user after logging in. The file is auth.log. And the example is a failed password for root from this IP to port 22 SSH2. Package management. This log file contains all events related to the package management on the system. When installing a new software, a package, this is logged in this file, which is dpkp.log. This is useful for debugging or reverting changes in case this installation causes unintended behavior on the system. Syslog, and the file is also called syslog. This log file contains all events related to things happening in the system's background. For example, cron tabs executing, services starting and stopping, or other automatic behaviors such as log rotation. So cron tabs is a process that you can establish to run at a certain time during the day or the week, or is something that you can schedule to happen on the system. This file can help debug problems. Kernel. This log file contains all events related to kernel events on the system. For example, changes to the kernel or output from devices such as networking equipment or physical devices such as USB devices. All right, so looking through log files. Log files can quickly contain Many events and hundreds, if not thousands of entries. The difficulty is analyzing log files, is separating useful information from useless. Tools such as Spolk are software solutions known as Security Information and Event Management. CM is dedicated to aggregating logs for analysis. Listed in the table below are some of the advantages and disadvantages of these platforms. CM platforms are dedicated services for log analysis. Commercial CM platforms are expensive to license and run. CM platforms can collect a wide variety of logs, from devices to networking equipment. CM platforms take considerable time to properly set up and configure. CM platforms allow for advanced in-depth analysis of many log files at once, but CM platforms also require training to be properly used. Luckily for us, most operating systems already come with a set of tools that allow us to search through log files. In this room, we'll be using the grep command on Linux. Nice. So grep 101. Grep is a command dedicated to searching for a given text in a file. Grep takes a given input, a text or value, and searches the entire file for any text that matches our input. It is indeed very useful. Before using grep, we have to find the location of the log file that we want to search for. By default, grep will use your current working directory. You can find out what you are currently working by using pwd. For example, in the terminal below, we are working in the working directory home/cmnetic/day2. So this is how we find out the directory we're in. If we wish to change our current directory, use cd. So these are basic Linux commands. Now that we know where we are, where our log files are, so what my path here once it's determined, so ls/lh to search everything. All right, for example, in this terminal below, we are using grep to look through the log file for an IP address. Yes, grab this IP address, access.log. Okay. Okay. The terminal above, we can see two entries in this log file, access.log. For the IP address, for reference, we've narrowed down two entries from the log file with 469 entries. What do we have here? As previously mentioned, we can provide some options to grep to enable us to have more control over the results of grep. The table below contains some of the common options that you may wish to use with grep. So -i perform a case insensitive search, for example, yes, hello world in lowercase and capital letters. Here's the example. So it will return the same matches. -E searches using regex, regular expressions. For example, we can search for lines that contain either THM or TryHackMe. So there you go. Search recursively, for example, search all of the files in a directory for this value, and you give your directory. Further options may be available in grep, can be searched within grep's manual page via man grep. Okay, let's go. Practical. For today's task, you will need to deploy the machine attached to this task, already done. The machine should launch in a split screen view. If it does not, you will need to press the blue show split screen button near the top right of this page. So let's do that. Show. If you wish, you can use the following credentials to access the machine using SSH. Remember to connect to the VPN first. So we can use this machine or connected via our own machine. Use the knowledge you gain in today's task to help Elf McBlue track down the bandit Yeti by answering the questions below. So let's go, guys. So ensure you are connected to the deployable machine in this task. Yes, we are. Use ls command to list the files present in the current directory. How many log files are presented? So we have one log file. Let's just check. All of them. If we have something else, we have two log files. So Alpha McSkitty managed to capture the logs generated by the web server. What is the name of this log file? It should be the web server.log, right? By the web server, so yes. So web server.log. Alright, begin investigating the log file from question 3 to answer the following questions. Alright, so it is the web server.log. On what day was Santa's naughty and nice lists stolen? So let's just take a look at the size of this thing. It might not be that huge. Okay, it is huge. Okay, shouldn't have done this. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Please stop. Obey me. Alright. Alright, so it is a huge file. So let's use grep, just like they said, to find the word list. Maybe I think it is a good start on web server.log. Oh, Jesus Christ. So okay, so not that many entries. Checklist, Unix checklist. Okay, we have a lot of blacklist, honeypot list. I need to be more specific. on this one. We can, okay, let's go for the naughty word because it's more unique. Oh, my bad. Alright, naughty James. Is this the list? All of these entries are from the 18th, so we know that it happened on this day. But we have a lot of lists. Naughty James. Just one entry. Let's try the... Nice. Nice. Alright, so not... We have 18/North/2022. Is this it? No. On what day was Santa's naughty and nice list stolen? Do we need to write it? A day in a week. Oh, so 18th of November. Okay, the day of the week. Okay, so 18th of November was a Friday. So it was a Friday. Okay. Nice. Let's go, guys. What is the IP address of the attacker? So right now I'm going to go for this one. For this entry right here. And I am going to use this IP address. So 10.10.249.191. There you go. We find you. What is the name of the important list that the attacker stole from Santa? The important list. I know how to find the next one. So THM. Nothing? Really? Probably not on this one, but we have another. Yeah. There you go. Stolen Santa's list. Is this one it? Oh, I can... Oh, alright. I know. Oh, from Santa. I haven't tried the most obvious word on this challenge, which is, of course, Santa. There you go, Santa's list.txt. God. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright. Alright, victory, guys. I think we have learned a bit more about logs and how to interact with them. But as you can see, it's not just about entering the right commands. You have to have a mentality around what is going on. In this case, it was very important to take the context into consideration. So these log files are massive, and if you don't have the mental scope to know what you are looking for inside of the context where or on where you're working on, it becomes an impossible task. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's challenge. It is day 2 of this series, and I see you tomorrow with the next challenge. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas, everyone.